boss's embrace for you. Trapped in the Boss's Embrace is a romantic drama that follows the intense, complicated relationship between a young woman and her powerful, cold-hearted boss. The story begins when Elena, a hard-working assistant, joins a prestigious company. She is intelligent, kind, and ambitious, but her boss, Alexander, is known for his strict rules, arrogance, and demanding nature. Their first encounters are full of tension. He criticizes her work, while she secretly despises his controlling personality. As the story unfolds, circumstances force them to spend more time together. Elena discovers that behind Alexander's cold exterior lies a man scarred by past betrayals and loneliness. He, in turn, starts to admire Elena's courage, honesty, and kindness. Conflict rises when Alexander's ex-lover returns, creating misunderstandings and jealousy. Elena also struggles with whether she can trust a man who seems to hold all the power in their relationship. Eventually, through trials, heartbreak, and moments of vulnerability, the two realize their feelings for each other. The climax shows Elena deciding to leave the job because of the toxic tension, but Alexander finally lowers his pride and confesses his true feelings, proving he is willing to change for her. The movie ends with their embrace, symbolizing love, trust, and a fresh beginning. Storyline: the plot is a mix of office romance and emotional drama, with classic, hate-to-love, tension. While not entirely unique, it delivers engaging emotional highs and lows. Characters: Alexander, the boss, is portrayed as a cold CEO archetype, but his character development adds depth. Elena is strong yet compassionate, making her relatable to the audience. Romance: the chemistry is strong, with plenty of emotional and romantic tension that keeps viewers hooked. Cinematography and music: the visuals are elegant, mostly set in corporate offices and luxurious settings, while the soundtrack enhances both the intense and tender moments. Themes: love, power imbalance, trust, forgiveness, and personal growth. Relatable struggles of love and trust. Predictable plotline. Some melodramatic moments may feel exaggerated. Drama that fans of CO and secretary love stories will definitely enjoy. Here's a full story in English based on the title Trapped in the Boss's Embrace. Elena Hayes was an ordinary young woman with extraordinary dreams. She had just started her new job at a prestigious corporate company, and she was determined to prove her worth. But her new boss, Alexander Knight, was known as the most ruthless CEO in the city. Cold, commanding, and untouchable, he never let anyone close. From day one, Elena and Alexander clashed. He criticized her mistakes, demanded perfection, and treated her as just another employee. Elena hated his arrogance but refused to give up. She worked harder, showing him that she wasn't someone to be broken. But one evening, after a late meeting, Elena accidentally discovered Alexander's vulnerable side. She found him sitting alone in his office, staring at an old photograph of his late mother. For the first time, she saw the pain behind his stone-cold eyes. That moment changed everything. Slowly, Alexander began to notice Elena's kindness, her strength, and the way she never feared him. He started protecting her from the harsh world of business and, without realizing it, began to fall for her. Elena, too, found herself drawn into the dangerous charm of the man she once despised. Yet, love was not easy. Alexander's powerful enemies targeted Elena, and his ex-lover returned, trying to tear them apart. Rumors spread, trust was shaken, and Elena began to wonder if being with him was worth the pain. The climax came when Elena decided to resign and leave the company to escape the chaos. But on the night before her departure, Alexander stopped her at the company rooftop. With tears in his eyes, he embraced her tightly and confessed, "I can't lose you, Elena. You've broken down my walls, and now my heart belongs to you." In that embrace, Elena realized that love was never about power or control, it was about trust and vulnerability. She chose to stay, not as his employee, but as the woman who taught him how to love again. Answer: Elena and Alexander's story began, not as boss and secretary, but as two souls trapped in love's unbreakable embrace. Perfect. Since you want a big cinematic script-style continuation, I'll expand Trapped in the Boss's Embrace into a full-length movie-like story, with detailed scenes, dialogues, and emotions. Elena walks nervously through the giant glass doors of Knight Enterprises. She clutches her resume and takes a deep breath. Secretary. Good luck. He's not an easy man. Elena smiles faintly, then enters the CEO's office. Alexander Knight, tall and intimidating, doesn't even look up from his laptop. Alexander. You're late by 2 minutes. Alexander. In my company, being on time means being early. Sit down. Elena bites her lip but sits. From that moment, she knows her boss is going to be a storm. Alexander dictates work at an impossible pace. Elena struggles but refuses to quit. Alexander. Wrong again, Miss Hayes. Do you even read instructions? Elena. Yes, sir, and maybe if you spoke like a human instead of a machine, I'd understand faster. Alexander stares at her, shocked. No one has ever dared to talk back. For the first time, he smirks. Elena enters to drop files and finds Alexander sitting alone, staring at an old photograph. His usual armor of pride is gone. Elena. Sir, are you okay? Alexander. She was my mother. She believed I could rule the world, but she died before seeing it. Elena is speechless. For the first time, she sees his pain, not his power. She places the file down gently and whispers. Elena. Even the strongest needs someone to lean on. Their eyes lock. The air between them changes. Alexander secretly watches Elena laugh with colleagues. Elena defends Alexander during a board meeting when others criticize his decisions. He starts giving her small smiles, something no one else has ever seen. She accidentally falls asleep in the office. Instead of waking her, Alexander places his coat over her shoulders. Slowly, the Cold War turns into a quiet closeness. Alexander's glamorous ex, Vanessa, returns. She smirks at Elena. Vanessa, you really think a man like Alexander belongs with a girl like you? Don't fool yourself, you're just his assistant. Elena feels crushed but tries to stay strong. Alexander notices her distance and confronts her. Alexander. Why are you avoiding me? Elena. Because maybe Vanessa is right. Maybe I don't belong in your world. Alexander. Don't you dare let anyone decide your worth. Rumors spread that Elena only got the job because she was close to Alexander. The board questions her integrity. Elena, heartbroken, resigns. Elena. I can't do this anymore. I won't be trapped in your shadow. Alexander. Elena. Don't leave me. Elena. You don't need me, Alexander. You need control, and I can't live like that. She walks away. For the first time in his life, Alexander feels powerless. Elena stands, watching the city lights, ready to say goodbye. Suddenly, Alexander storms in, his chest heaving. Alexander. You can leave the company. But don't leave me. Elena. Alexander. Alexander. You broke down every wall I built. You made me human again. Without you, I'm just an empty king in a glass tower. He steps closer, pulling her into his arms. Alexander. I love you, Elena. Not as my assistant, not as part of my company, but as the only woman who owns my heart. Elena, trembling, finally whispers. Elena. And I love you, not as my boss, but as the man you truly are. They embrace tightly as the city lights shine, sealing their love. Elena returns, not as a secretary, but as Alexander's partner, both in life and business. Together, they lead the company with compassion and strength. Final shot. Alexander and Elena walking hand in hand, no longer boss and assistant, but equals in love and destiny. Got it? You want this story to keep growing like a full 2-hour style movie script. Let's continue the plot of Trapped in the Boss's Embrace with new twists, side characters, and deeper conflicts so it feels more like a complete film. Elena returns to Knight Enterprises after their rooftop confession. But this time, not as Alexander's secretary. She is offered a role in the marketing department, her true passion. Her colleagues whisper behind her back. Coworker 1. She's only here because she's the CEO's girlfriend. Coworker 2. She'll never earn respect on her own. Elena feels the sting but decides she must prove herself through hard work. Meanwhile, Alexander fights in the boardroom. The directors distrust Elena's presence, believing she's a distraction. Board member, Mr. Knight, emotions make leaders weak. If you keep prioritizing her, the company will suffer. Alexander, this company is strong because I built it. And I'll run it my way. Enter Damian Cross, a charming investor and Alexander's old rival. He shows interest in the company, and in Elena. Damian, a woman like you deserves more than being in someone's shadow. Work with me, and I'll give you everything you dream of. Elena rejects his advances, but his words plant doubt in her mind. Can she really have her own identity while being with Alexander? Alexander becomes overly protective after Damian's arrival. Alexander, stay away from him, Elena. He's dangerous. Elena, you don't get to control who I talk to. I'm not your employee anymore. I'm your partner. Alexander, you don't understand how ruthless men like him are. Elena, and maybe you don't understand how much I want to stand on my own. They argue. The warmth of their romance begins to crack under the weight of pride and fear. Damian uncovers Alexander's greatest weakness, his company's financial risk hidden from the public. He leaks documents, making Alexander appear corrupt. The media explodes. Is Knight Enterprises falling apart? Elena discovers Damian's scheme but also learns that Alexander kept the financial secret from her too. She feels betrayed. Elena, you said you trusted me, yet you kept me in the dark like everyone else. Alexander, I wanted to protect you. Elena, no, Alexander. You wanted control, and love doesn't survive in cages. Elena walks away again, this time unsure if she'll return. Elena takes a job at a modest cafe, wanting to rebuild herself away from Alexander's shadow. Customers love her warmth, and she begins to feel free. But she also misses him. Every time she sees his name in the headlines, her heart aches. Alexander, meanwhile, spirals. His empire shakes, his board doubts him, and he's alone. Alexander finally realizes he doesn't need to control Elena, he needs to stand beside her. He arrives at her cafe, ignoring the shocked stares of customers. Dressed in a suit but with vulnerability in his eyes, he kneels before her. Alexander, I built an empire, but it means nothing without you. I don't want a secretary. I don't want a partner out of duty. I want you, Elena Hayes, the woman who taught me how to love. If you'll have me, I'll give you my heart, my freedom, my everything. Tears roll down Elena's cheeks. She finally sees that Alexander has changed. Elena, you stubborn man. I was never trapped. I stayed because I loved you. And I still do. They kiss as the cafe erupts in applause. Alexander exposes Damien's corruption with Elena's help. The board finally respects Elena after she saves a crucial deal with her marketing strategy. Alexander and Elena become equals, running the company side by side. Final shot, Elena and Alexander on the balcony of the corporate tower, looking at the city lights. Elena, love is not about power or control. It's about standing together, even when the world tries to tear you apart. I thought I was trapped in my boss's embrace, but the truth is, I was set free. The end, Trapped in the Boss's Embrace, full extended movie version. Elena discovers Damien's scheme but also learns that Alexander kept the financial secret from her too. She feels betrayed. Elena, you said you trusted me, yet you kept me in the dark like everyone else. Alexander, I wanted to protect you. Elena, no, Alexander. You wanted control, and love doesn't survive in cages. Elena walks away again, this time unsure if she'll return. Elena takes a job at a modest cafe, wanting to rebuild herself away from Alexander's shadow. Customers love her warmth, and she begins to feel free. But she also misses him. Every time she sees his name in the headlines, her heart aches. Alexander, meanwhile, spirals. His empire shakes, his board doubts him, and he's alone. Alexander finally realizes he doesn't need to control Elena, he needs to stand beside her. He arrives at her cafe, ignoring the shocked stares of customers. Dressed in a suit but with vulnerability in his eyes, he kneels before her. Alexander, I built an empire, but it means nothing without you. I don't want a secretary. I don't want a partner out of duty. I want you, Elena Hayes, the woman who taught me how to love. If you'll have me, I'll give you my heart, my freedom, my everything. Tears roll down Elena's cheeks. She finally sees that Alexander has changed. Elena, you stubborn man. I was never trapped. I stayed because I loved you. And I still do. They kiss as the cafe erupts in applause. Alexander exposes Damien's corruption with Elena's help. The board finally respects Elena after she saves a crucial deal with her marketing strategy. Alexander and Elena become equals, running the company side by side. Final shot, Elena and Alexander on the balcony of the corporate